So you've decided to start with calisthenics and you don't know what to do and it looks way too impressive and you're thinking to yourself, oh my god, how am I ever gonna do anything resembling this? Well, let me tell you, it's way easier to start with calisthenics than it is with anything else because you need zero equipment. Now I'm gonna show you which exercises you can start with right now that are gonna build insane strength, insane mobility, balance and body control. So let's get right into it. Now we're gonna start with the easiest exercises first and we're gonna target our shoulders and our scapula because for most of the calisthenics exercises that are a little bit more advanced, we're going to need a lot of control in our shoulders. So what we want to learn is how to target our scapula through adduction and abduction, how to flex our spine in combination, and how to extend it in the same movement. So your first exercise is going to be both hands on the ground and we're going to do pulling our shoulder blades together and extending them, flexing our spine, and repeating again. Retract your shoulder blades, extend your spinal erectors, and lengthen them. Protract your shoulder blades and flex your spine. Now, that might look like something called cat-cow from yoga, but this is only preliminary because if you do have the strength, what I want you to do is, instead of having your knees on the ground, we're going to do the same exact exercise, but we're going to do it like so. Retract, protract, and flex. Retract, protract, and flex. Once we're done with that, you're going to also notice that we have already included your chest musculature just a little bit through pulling and through relaxing it here and retracting. Now let's move on to exercise number 2. So we're going to start with the easier version and the harder version is going to be up on that wall later on. Starting in an open position and we're going to do plank walks. Forward, you can basically see my face still, yes, and backwards. Now, for most of you, this is going to be really easy peasy and you're not going to feel like this is challenging you at all, which is why we have the wall here, because once you are confident enough in your shoulder strength to hold you up, now keep in mind that we're at all times extended in our shoulders and in our arms. If you can already do that, you're going to close those legs, put them up on the wall, and we're going to start walking from here. Walk forward and walk backward. Walk forward and walk backward. Keep your arms lengthened, your shoulders extended. And repeat forward and backward. Now, as you might have noticed, I'm only doing 1 or 2 steps because it's not about how far we're going to walk forward, it's more about holding the static tension in our shoulders and in our arms, which is also going to increase our mobility over time to move set arm back, like so. So we have a nice line going through our back all the way up to our arm. Now we've worked our arms, our shoulders, included some of our chest. Our core is always included when we do exercises like these. So let's move on to exercise number 3. This exercise is called the back widow. And even though you might have never seen this exercise before, it's an amazing exercise to activate your rear delts and your back musculature all the way from the top here, moving down to your spinal erectors. We're going to open our arms sideways, and all we need to do from here is pull our elbows closer and closer and close down all the muscles in our back. Relax and repeat. Relax and repeat. We got our elbows on the side and we pull in, flex and relax, and we pull in to flex and relax. So now that we've included our back musculature, we can move on to the next exercise. And what a coincidence it is that I don't even have to move up from here. Because we're gonna stay on the ground, on our stomachs, we're gonna extend our arms, and we're gonna pull them in, and and extend them. For this to work, we need to first flex our spinal erectors so our body is a little bit more upright. Then we raise our arms, and from here we pull our shoulder blades together and extend them again. Raise your back, raise your arms, pull your shoulder blades together and extend them further. Pull them in and extend them further. Before we move on to some really advanced and really cool exercises, I want you to know that it is not acceptable to disregard your leg musculature even when you're doing calisthenics. The problem with leg musculature when it comes to calisthenics though is it is much harder to put on resistance than it is with weights. So you need to understand your body a little bit more than you would if you were one of the gym rats that are just like putting some weight on their back and starting to squat. We need a little bit more of this working with us. One amazing exercise that can help us build stronger and bigger legs when it comes to calisthenics is the split squat. Especially the Bulgarian split squat, you're gonna see that a lot. Basically, we just want to elevate our foot wherever it doesn't really matter. You're gonna put that foot up there, you're gonna step forward with one leg, you're gonna have your arms in the front, and we're gonna bring one knee down to the ground and push from the quadriceps only on the right side. You're gonna flex, and you're gonna go back down again, and of course we're gonna repeat that on the other side. Push through and come back. If you're one of those people who are already advanced when it comes to bodyweight exercises, we're gonna do some shrimp squats. You're gonna step back with one leg, you're gonna pull it in like so with both arms, and from here we need a lot of balance for this exercise. So what you're going to do, either you're going to use the second arm to help yourself with the balance, or you're going to grab the foot, make it a little bit harder. Most people have to move forward with their upper body and then push from here. Slowly go back down again, grab and repeat. Now you're already pushing most of your body weight just with one leg, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Alright, once we've shrimped around a little bit, now we can move on to the Cossack. And the Cossack is not only one of the most advanced and hardest single leg exercises if you do it correctly, but it also builds an amazing amount of flexibility and mobility in your hips, in your adductors and abductors, and in general all your legs. So basically, if you have the balance, sit down to one side, come back up, sit down to the other side, and we're only pushing from one leg. We're going to move on to number 2, where we basically sit down all the way, bring our knee to the ground, and repeat the whole process on the other side. This is going to require a lot of mobility and strength. And now we're going to move on to level number 3. We're going to sit down on one side, and we're going to move with our hips as close to the ground as possible from one side to the other, using a pull motion from the insides of our legs. So now that we have a handful of leg exercises, let's go and do some really cool calisthenic shit that you can learn at home that looks way more impressive and is way more strengthening and balance building than the last couple of exercises. You've earned it, and I believe in you. You can do those. I am sure you can do those. Let's try it out. Number 1, you have definitely seen the crow pose before, which is one of the more yoga style exercises. But basically, we want to have our hands on the ground, our knees on our arms, and we're going to move up into a crow position and hold. And from here, we can switch into different positions, but for now, all we want to do is hold it statically. Hold a little bit longer, and then relax. Now, an exercise that is really similar, but that is a little bit harder. And for this one, we need a little bit more hip flexibility, because we're going to put our arms on the inside, open them up sideways, and with everything balanced, we want to have our hands spread out on the ground as far as we can with the fingers. And from here, we're going to move forward again into a balanced position. Now, as always, we can dismount and switch into whatever want. But for now, we're going to be holding the exercise statically. Like so. Hold, hold, hold. And take a short break. Now this one is slightly harder because we have a lot of rotation in this exercise. So basically, close both legs and we're going to have our arms sideways. Our hands are open and spread and in one line next to each other, because from here all we need to do is switch our balance point more to the middle. Hold and come back down and do the same thing on the other side. Once you have mastered this exercise, we're going to move on to one more rotational balance exercise. We're going to start out with the same position, but from here, once we are balanced, we want to extend our legs and hold them. And you're going to notice we're going to need a lot more strength in our core to hold this exercise correctly. Hold them in, down, and repeat on the other side. Now I know why you're here. Most of you want to do something as impressive as walking around on your hands while you're doing a handstand or something like that. I'm going to show you one exercise that you definitely need to learn before you go into anything handstand related that is going to take longer than just holding it for 2 seconds and coming back down. Are you ready? Let's go. You're going to have your back on the wall and switch from here into a deep squat position, because this is going to teach you where you can put your hands, and we're going to put them right in front of our legs, in front of our feet, excuse me. So from here, you can raise your butt again, and you should have the mobility to do this. From here, I want you to push your chest forward to the wall and back again. Push it to the wall and back again. That's exercise number 1. Exercise number 2, extend those legs and left side, right side, left side, right side, and come back down again. Over time, these exercises are not only going to build you a lot of strength, but also a lot of mobility, as we've seen before with the Cossack, for instance, and a lot of balance, which means that basically all the stabilizing muscles and all the smaller musculature that you usually don't use when you're just doing fucking biceps curls or whatever are gonna get stronger and are gonna help you over time. As for time under tension and repetition, you can start out with exercises where you do 4 to 10 to 12 repetitions if you want to. Take a minute or 2 minutes off and then repeat the whole process again. It really depends on in which direction you want to go. Do you want to do more strength? Do you want to do more strength endurance? Zero amount of equipment except for a wall. I'm pretty sure you have one of those at home. That's basically it for me for today. I have to mention again, I am so fucking grateful for all the growth that we've had over the past couple of weeks. It's been insane. Like for me, this is absolutely crazy. So thank you all for that. If you liked the video, don't forget to like the video, and I'll see y'all tomorrow because new videos every day. Captain Cairo, peace out.